audition process for Power Rangers was just like any other audition. The appointment came in from my agent at the time, and it was for the role of Maya, and I actually had to go in quite a few times to read. I read for casting, and then went back and read for the producers quite a few times. It was my understanding that I was replacing someone, actually. So I think they wanted to be really, really, really sure. So I did have to perform quite a few times for them before they made their final decision. But it was awesome. Like, it was, I was young, and this was one of my first kind of, it was my first series regular role. So, I was really nervous, but I was young, and I was green, and it was kind of like that whole theory of, beginner's mind. I didn't even really know what I was getting myself into, so I was just like true to the material and true to the project, and then I got the role, and I was grateful. Yeah, I was aware. I wasn't, when I was doing the audition process, I wasn't fully aware of the whole scenario of what was going on, but it was my understanding that I was replacing someone that couldn't do the show. I'm not quite sure what happened. Well, I think what's interesting about being an actor is, especially like, I've done a lot of different things. I've done Power Rangers, I've done horror movies, I've done comedies, and different fans sort of latch on to different things. So, I'm grateful. Like, if people refer to me, Power Ranger fans refer to me as the Yellow Power Ranger, but then there's people that don't even know that I ever did that. So, that may refer to me as a Scream Queen, or, I feel good about it. It was it was like the #1 kids TV show in the world at one point, and, I got to play a superhero, and we did a lot of great things for kids, and, with the Make-A-Wish Foundation and all of that, and, I'm honored to be among the Yellow Power Rangers that have existed in our universe. Okay, the hair extensions drove me absolutely nuts. Like, I thought it was ridiculous, absolutely asinine, as I already have a ton of hair, and I think that whoever was, the idea of this was to add more hair to my head. I think they had the idea that they were going to add hair extensions to whatever actress they were going to cast, and then when they cast me, didn't really change that idea when I showed up with a ton of hair. I didn't need hair extensions. It was painful. It was awful. I hated every minute of it. They took them out, and I had to wear this like weird partial wig as well every day. It was just lame. I just didn't understand it. And if it were to happen now, I probably would put my foot down and be like, no, we're not doing this. But I was young, and I just didn't say anything, and I let them do whatever they wanted to do. The outfit, yeah, I had to run around in a little leather two-piece outfit every single day. So when it was cold, it sucked, but it was fine. It was fine. Well, I guess I would change her hair. Other than that, I thought she was a pretty cool character. I was really excited to play that role. It would be interesting. Like, if I could do it again, I would probably do it differently and do it better, because I'm many years older now and have had a lot more training and acting experience. So, but I don't know. I enjoyed her. When we got to team up and work with the Space Rangers, that was really cool. It was a big episode. There was a lot of people on set. It multiplied the number of people on set. It doubled it. So, we all had a great time. It was a blast. I do keep in touch. Yes, we do. I keep in touch with Archie Ko, who was the Blue Ranger in Lost Galaxy, and Reggie Roll and Amy Roll, who She was the Green Ranger, and Amy was Cerina, and they got married in real life, which is so cool. So we all, the three of us, all keep in touch. I am aware. I didn't know this was going to happen, and just found out not too long ago. And actually, my dad and my little sister were visiting me the other day, and it was Saturday morning, and I was like, hey, we should just turn this on for fun and and watch it. And so we did, and it was really cute because, like, we shot so many episodes, and it was a long time ago that I don't, no one remembers the day-to-day detail of their lives 12 years ago, or maybe some people do, but I don't. So some of the stuff that I was watching, I was like, wow, I have no recollection of ever shooting that. Or when I saw it, I remembered it, but it was really neat to kind of go back to that time. Hell yeah, I totally would. I'd be honored. I don't think they're going to ask me, but I'd love it. It would be really fun. I mean, it would be fun to, like, come back as Maya and then, like, morph into some monster or something like that. And I don't know. I could, come back as a guest star or sure, come back as Maya a little bit older. Like, that would be really fun. But I don't know. I doubt they'll ask me unless the Power Ranger fans have any pull with convincing executives. If you do, go for it. I've gotten the opportunity to meet a lot of Power Ranger fans and a lot of horror fans over the years, and this is going to sound like a line, but I'm not. It's not. Like, I'm truly, truly grateful. Like, I believe that we don't have fans watching the show, then there is no show, and then there is no job for actors like me to be on a show. And, we're all working together here, and so I'm grateful, and there have been so many moments, that have touched me, and just knowing that people have enjoyed the show and that it made them happy and that they were watching as, like, little kids in their bunk beds, like, it's really sweet to hear. We also, did a lot of work with the Make-A-Wish Foundation, and that's incredibly touching and sad, but, they would bring children to set who were, essentially dying, and it was their last wish to meet the Power Rangers, and that, of course, was an incredibly touching scenario. I had a great time. This last time I was only able to be there for one day, but it was a great experience. All the fans were really, really great, and supportive and excited, and everybody felt like they were excited to be there, and it was a good vibe, and I got to sit next to Reggie and Amy and hang out with them for a little bit, so it was a really good time. I got into acting, well, I'll take you back a little bit. My mother was a dance teacher, and we had a ballet studio in the back of our house. So I literally grew up singing and dancing and making up plays with my cousins and my brother and my sister, and creating little TV shows and making little videos. And I just grew up wanting to do this. And then when I was, I guess, 10 or 11, I was into a play, into a musical, whatever it was, and you had to do the costumes for the show, or do the lighting, or do the set design, and it was like a really big deal, and it was a lot of work, and so I learned a lot about theater and acting through them, and then I started doing, like, local commercials, and then I ended up moving to LA after high school, and I started college, and I was in a theater program here in LA, but then I really quickly got an agent, and then I started working professionally here. So it all just kind of happened. But again, I didn't set out to be famous. I didn't set out to make a ton of money. It's just something that I've always loved to do and wanted to do and have a passion for. And I think that that's really important for people to know that they want to get into this business, is that if you set out for goals of just fame and fortune, it's not going to happen. Or you're going to be really disappointed, because it's a lot of work. You got to love it. Miss Nevada pageant, I have a big family, and I had some cousins that entered them, and my mom always had dance students that were in them. So I always wanted to be in it. So Miss Nevada Teen USA came around, and I asked my parents if I could do it, and they said no. And they said, I didn't grow up, we didn't have a lot of money, they were like, if you can raise the money and get yourself sponsored to get in it, it's fine, but, we can't pay for that. So I did. I went out and raised all the money, and I bought my own dress, and I entered the pageant, and then I won, which was odd and unexpected. And so then it got real, and then I had to kind of train and prepare for Miss Teen USA. And I shot Miss Teen USA, I was in Miss Teen USA. I finished in the top 12, but what that was essentially reality television now. We went away for a month, and all 51 girls, and we lived together, and we basically shot the TV show that then airs as the pageant, the competition. So it was kind of an interesting look into TV production, and that's kind of how I saw it. And then after that, I had no interest in pursuing anything else in the pageant world. I definitely did not grow up like a pageant girl. And so I didn't necessarily feel like I fit into that world at all, but it did inspire me to be more excited about film and television. It's really hard to pick a favorite. I'm you gain something from each job, even if it's a crappy one. You learn something. But, I'm obviously grateful for Cabin Fever because it put me on the map in the horror genre, and I adore all my horror fans just as much as all Power Ranger fans. I did a movie called Everybody Wants to Be Italian that was my first romantic comedy, and it's really cute, and I really enjoyed being a part of that film. I'd always wanted to do a romantic comedy, and I am Italian, so I had a heart connection to the script. That was another fun one. It started off as this idea for a cooking show. We're there should be a cooking show out there that tells women that they can eat whatever they want and still feel good in their bodies and not have to be on some ridiculous restrictive diet. And we just kind of flowed. We're yeah, we'll call it How to Eat Like a Hot Chick, and we'll redefine that term, and blah, 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 blah. And then we just started writing things back and forth, and then it was funny. And then, fast forward, long story short, we turned into a book series, and we did 3 books. So it really came from pure intention to really want to create a book series out there for women that was genuine girlfriend-to-girlfriend advice that makes you laugh. The kind of thing that when you're down in the dumps about whatever it is, a guy you're dating or the way you feel about your body, and you call your girlfriend and she makes you feel better and gives you good advice and then makes you laugh. We wanted to put that kind of energy and tone into a book series and kind of sort of create a sisterhood, and again, it was generated from just pure intentions from our own friendships and how we helped each other. So that's how that started. That's how that was born. You can get our book, How to Eat Like a Hot Chick, How to Love Like a Hot Chick, and Live Like a Hot Chick. Really, you can get them on Amazon, you can get them on Barnes & Noble, or you can go to my website, CerinaVincent.net, and there's a page that says books, and you can click on the links, and it'll take you to Amazon, or our website for our books is heydayproductions.com. So they're really easy to find, but if you go to my website, it'll take you there. And they're really fun. They'll make you laugh. Josh was fabulous. He is a really, really great actor and a really cool guy. I thought that Greg did such a good job. He was totally perfect for this role, and he has a really neat intensity about him, and I just think he did really, really well in the web series, and he's a really great actor. So it was really great to work with him. I am currently, I actually just shot, or they just aired, I did some webisodes for The Walking Dead, or I was part of the web series that sort of teasing the next season. So it's on AMCTV.com right now, and you can watch it. And that was a blast. It was directed by Greg Nicotero, and sort of all the same people from the Walking Dead show that people know and love. And I'm a fan of the show, so I was totally honored to be a part of the web series, and had a blast. Really shooting it. It was really great. So I did that. Getting ready to figure out the release of my latest film, Monica, that was a thriller that Stephen Monroe wrote and directed. I'm doing a few little side passion projects with friends of mine. Like I did a short called Reflex. It's really cool, and we're getting ready to put together a full-length feature. Working on a book. Going to a million auditions. What else am I doing? And I'm working for, right now, something that's really important to me is it's October, which is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And I am part of a horror starlet bowling team, and we're bowling for boobies. And it's for the Busted Foundation, and all the money goes directly to women who are suffering with breast cancer right now, today. So it's a really, really great charity, a really great cause. So we're doing our best to raise money for them. By going to my website, CerinaVincent.net, in the lower right-hand corner, there's a Bowling for Boobies logo. Click on that, and that's where you can donate. And like I've been saying, if every fan can just contribute 50 cents, it all adds up, or $1, it all adds up, and we'll reach our goal and really, really help someone who's suffering. And yes, follow me on Twitter at Cerina Vincent, and check back to my website for news, or my Facebook fan page, the one that's really me. And it is really run by me, and I'll have updates there too.